The KGB, or the Komitet Gosударственной Безопасности, Committee for State Security, was the main security agency for the Soviet Union from 1954 until its dissolution in 1991. Responsible for intelligence gathering, counterintelligence, and internal security, the KGB played a significant role in the Cold War era. In this video, we'll dive into the fascinating world of the KGB, revealing astonishing facts, their achievements, and some of the most intriguing stories of their operations. 1. Formation of the KGB. The KGB was formed on March 13, 1954, as a direct successor to the MGB, Ministry of State Security. It was established by a decree of the USSR Council of Ministers and was responsible for intelligence, counterintelligence, and maintaining internal security within the Soviet Union. 2. KGB's foreign intelligence. The KGB was responsible for conducting foreign intelligence operations, which included espionage, sabotage, and the collection of sensitive information from other countries. Their Foreign Intelligence Division, known as the First Chief Directorate, had numerous successes in penetrating foreign governments and organizations throughout the Cold War. 3. Spying on the United States. One of the KGB's primary targets during the Cold War was the United States. They managed to infiltrate numerous U.S. government institutions, including the Department of State, the Department of Defense, and even the White House. 4. The Cambridge Five. The Cambridge Five was a group of British spies who passed valuable intelligence to the Soviet Union during World War II in the early years of the Cold War. They included Kim Philby, Guy Burgess, Donald MacLean, Anthony Blunt, and John Cairncross. Their efforts provided the KGB with valuable insights into British and American intelligence operations. 5. The Illegals Program. The KGB's Illegals Program was a network of deep cover agents who lived and worked abroad under false identities. These agents, known as illegals, would often assume the identities of deceased individuals or create entirely new ones. The Illegals Program was a crucial part of the KGB's foreign intelligence operations and was responsible for numerous espionage successes. 6. Use of disinformation. The KGB was known for its use of disinformation, or desinformatia, as a tactic to confuse and mislead adversaries. They would create and spread false stories or forged documents to manipulate public opinion and sow discord among their enemies. 7. Operation Infection. Operation Infection was a KGB disinformation campaign in the 1980s that aimed to spread the false narrative that the United States was responsible for creating the HIV/AIDS virus. The operation was successful in planting this idea in the media and resulted in widespread belief in the conspiracy, particularly in the developing world. 8. Assassination of Trotsky. The KGB's predecessor, the NKVD, was responsible for the assassination of Leon Trotsky, a prominent Soviet politician who had been exiled by Joseph Stalin. In 1940, NKVD agent Ramon Mercader infiltrated Trotsky's inner circle and assassinated him with an ice pick in Mexico City. 9. The capture of Gary Powers. In 1960, the KGB played a role in the capture of American U-2 spy plane pilot Francis Gary Powers after his aircraft was shot down over Soviet airspace. Powers was tried and convicted of espionage in the Soviet Union before being exchanged for a captured Soviet spy in 1962. 10. The Mitrokhin Archive. Vasily Mitrokhin, a former KGB archivist, defected to the United Kingdom in 1992, bringing with him a treasure trove of information on KGB operations. Known as the Mitrokhin Archive, this collection of documents revealed the extent of the KGB's activities and provided valuable insights into their methods and objectives. The archive has been used by intelligence agencies and historians to better understand the KGB's role in the Cold War. 11. The Ryan Program. The Ryan, Raketno Uderno Napadenie or Nuclear Missile Attack, program was a KGB early warning system designed to detect signs of an impending nuclear attack by the United States. The program involved monitoring various indicators, such as increased activity at missile bases and changes in political or military communications. 12. The KGB and the space race. The KGB played a crucial role in the Soviet Union's efforts during the space race. They were responsible for gathering intelligence on American space program developments, as well as protecting Soviet space facilities and personnel from foreign espionage efforts. 13. The use of honey traps. The KGB was known to use honey traps, or the deliberate use of romantic or sexual relationships, to blackmail or manipulate individuals. This tactic was often employed against foreign diplomats or other high-ranking individuals, who could be coerced into providing valuable intelligence. 14. The KGB and the Olympic Games. During the 1980 Moscow Olympic Games, The KGB was responsible for ensuring the security of the event, as well as monitoring foreign athletes, journalists, and other visitors. They also worked to suppress any potential protests or displays of dissent during the games. 15. The end of the KGB. With the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, the KGB was disbanded, and its responsibilities were divided among various successor organizations. The Federal Security Service, FSB, took over domestic security and counterintelligence, while the Foreign Intelligence Service, SVR, assumed responsibility for foreign intelligence operations. 16. Famous KGB officers. Several former KGB officers have gone on to achieve prominence in post-Soviet Russia, including Vladimir Putin, who served in the KGB's first chief directorate and later became the president of Russia. 17. The KGB's role in the arts. The KGB had a significant impact on the arts in the Soviet Union, as they monitored and controlled the activities of writers, musicians, and other creative professionals. They often censored or suppressed works that were considered subversive or critical of the Soviet regime. 18. The KGB and dissidents. The KGB was responsible for monitoring and suppressing political dissidents within the Soviet Union. They often used harsh methods, including imprisonment, forced labor, and psychiatric abuse, to silence critics of the regime. 19. The KGB and the media. The KGB maintained strict control over the Soviet Union's media, ensuring that all content adhered to state-approved guidelines and ideologies. They also monitored foreign journalists and news organizations operating within the Soviet Union, often using surveillance and intimidation to control their reporting. 20. Operation Ryan. Operation Ryan was a KGB intelligence gathering operation in the 1980s aimed at uncovering NATO's plans for a nuclear first strike against the Soviet Union. While no such plans were discovered, the operation contributed to a heightened sense of paranoia and tension during the later stages of the Cold War. 21. The Bulgarian umbrella assassination. In 1978, the KGB was believed to have been involved in the assassination of Bulgarian dissident Georgy Markov in London. Markov was killed using a modified umbrella that fired a small pellet containing the deadly poison ricin. 22. The KGB and the Vatican. The KGB targeted the Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church as part of their intelligence operations, seeking to infiltrate and influence the Church's activities both within the Soviet Union and abroad. 23. Operation SIG. Operation SIG was a KGB operation aimed at infiltrating and influencing the World Peace Council, an international peace organization. The KGB sought to use the organization as a platform to promote Soviet interests and undermine Western influence. 24. The KGB's involvement in terrorism. The KGB was known to have supported and trained various terrorist organizations during the Cold War. This support included providing weapons, training, and intelligence to groups that were aligned with Soviet interests or opposed to Western influence. 25. The Platinum Line, spy ring. The Platinum Line was a highly successful KGB spy ring that operated in the United States during the 1970s and 1980s. The ring provided valuable intelligence on American military technology and was not discovered until after the collapse of the Soviet Union. 26. The KGB and the Prague Spring. In 1968, the KGB played a role in the suppression of the Prague Spring, a period of political liberalization in Czechoslovakia. The KGB provided intelligence on Czechoslovak reformers and supported the Soviet military intervention that ultimately ended the Prague Spring. 27. The KGB and the Solidarity Movement. The KGB was heavily involved in efforts to undermine the Solidarity movement in Poland during the 1980s. This included providing intelligence and support to the Polish secret police, as well as carrying out disinformation campaigns aimed at discrediting the movement. 28. The KGB's role in cyber operations. The KGB was an early adopter of cyber operations, using computer technology to conduct espionage and launch cyber attacks against its adversaries. This included efforts to infiltrate and disrupt foreign computer networks and steal sensitive data. 29. The KGB's nuclear espionage. The KGB was instrumental in the Soviet Union's efforts to acquire nuclear technology and expertise from the West. They used espionage to obtain sensitive information on nuclear weapons design, as well as recruiting and handling key sources within Western nuclear programs. 30. The legacy of the KGB. The KGB's activities and methods have had a lasting impact on intelligence operations and geopolitics, even after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Its influence can still be seen in the activities of its successor agencies, as well as in the strategies and techniques employed by intelligence agencies around the world. The KGB's role in shaping the course of the Cold War and its impact on the world cannot be overstated. As we explore these astonishing facts, achievements, and stories, we gain a deeper understanding of the complex and secretive world of espionage, as well as the organization that was at the heart of many of the most significant events of the 20th century.